And now we're looking at this and saying, well, how do we go forward from here? How do we go into the new decade when it's quite clear, like I said earlier, not going back to normal, we're pivoting, right? Many companies are now reinventing what they do and how they do it. Look at Airbnb. Look at many companies like airlines and hotels, trying to turn everything around and figure out what the future brings. I think really the future is better than we think, except for this kind of bump that we are looking at now for 2 years, with all the austerity and the recession that is coming. But beyond that, I think we're going to do amazingly well because, we can reinvent what we do and we can reinvent how we do things. And what we're seeing right now is 4 big reinvention points. One, inequality and how people looking at distributing the benefit of technology, for example, and a new kind of capitalism that's been called the stakeholder economy, a new way of looking at the economic logic, of course, dealing with climate change and finally dealing with the pandemic itself. Those 4 things are coming together and really changing the way that we think about the future. And clearly, technology is the key driver in all of those domains. Technology has been, in many ways, a giant godsend or a present, but it's also led to the point where we say, well, wait a minute, if technology is so great, how do we keep it limited to change what we do as humans? How do we keep it so that it's humanly sustainable, that it remains positive? Many debates about this in the US and in Europe about technology restriction, regulation, and of course antitrust and so on. But welcome to the great transformation. The World Economic Forum calls it the Great Reset. The point in time when everything that we used to do is being shaken upside down. You can kind of see it in this graphic here, how the stuff that used to be on top is fallen to the bottom, like flying and cruise ships and Bitcoin and Brexit discussions and whatever it was. Now on the top, of course, it's completely clear we have new priorities: healthcare, well-being, technology, trusting the state, fixing government, fixing the climate challenge, the Green Deal, working together remotely, and doing all of those things that were already there, but now they're really escalating. I think in time of real trouble, like we had now for this whole year and probably will be for next year, people are getting a lot more ready for a reset and saying, you know what, if it's going to be this bad, I may as well do something completely different. And that's true for countries, that's true for leaders, that's true for people, that's true for companies. And this is a real sort of testing ground. It's a pivot point. It's not just a minor bump that says, okay, it's been like this and now we just go back to business as usual. That's not going to happen. There is no such thing as business as usual left after this crisis. Right? We're not going back to that same point.